Stitch Cuties, it's Brittany with Stitches of Love Quilting, and I'm so excited. In this tutorial, you and I are going to make the love block, which is block 2 of your Loads of Fun quilt using your embroidery machine. So first up, remember in your instructions, the first thing you're gonna do, review all the items in your box. Then you are going to move on and make your flying geese. So remember, you have that embroidery file from the very beginning, and you have a video tutorial from the very beginning. You're gonna make your flying geese blocks, 3 sets of 2 blocks all at one time. And then you're gonna come to this tutorial and make your block 2. So what I've done off to the side, you can kind of see my piles. I've organized my piles in order of how they appear. So I put them in numerical order, just like I know I'm gonna iron them in place, and that just makes your life so much easier. And then off to the side, this beautiful row of colors, I've organized my colors in order of appearance. Remember, at the end when we get to do the embellishments, or towards the end of this, you can use your Filaine color, or you can use your rayon, 40 weight rayon thread. So I'll remind you when we get to that point, I am gonna use the Filaine. Okay, so now let's start with our instructions. Load your embroidery file. I'm gonna pin my pattern up on the side like I always do. Load your white thread in your embroidery file for block 2, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we have stitched is a line at the top and bottom. As always, I turn my hoop sideways so it fits on my Steady Betty. So I am gonna be using this sideways. And then what we're gonna do is take our fabric, the star fabric, this is denim stars, and we're gonna put this in place. So you just wanna make sure it's going past that stitched line at the top and bottom, and then you just wanna center it so that you have an equal amount on both sides of your stitched line. Grab a little bit of tape. You can use whatever tape you like. I just use the 3M transport tape. It's basically medical tape, tears nice and easy. And I'm gonna tape this in place. Now continue with the white thread, and the machine is going to do that line at the top and bottom to hold our fabric in place. And then it's gonna give us our first round of applique outlines. Okay, so now we have our first round of applique outlines stitched on our fabric, and it's time to put our pieces in place. Now you're always going to put them down in numerical order as they're listed in your pattern. So right now we're on step 9. So we're gonna begin with ironing on piece number 1. And so we just simply put it right in place of the stitched line and give it a press. Now we're going to do 2A. This is such a cute plaid from Lori Holt with Riley Blake. It's part of her basic plaid line, which all the trucks are from that. Super, super cute. So just make sure your piece is within the outline as always. And with a long piece, I just work my way from one side to the other to iron it in place. Now we'll put in place 2B. They're both part of the top of the truck. So we have A and B. And just like so. Now we're going to build our little mushroom. So we have number 3. And isn't that a cute color? I think if I remember right, that's called hay. And now our mushroom, you can see I have a little arrow on my mushroom. So I used my applique placement guide. I put this in place on my paper placement guide and then flipped it over and drew my arrow up. On any pieces like flowers or kind of directional items like that, where maybe it looks the same, different directions, I'll do that arrow just to make it a little bit easier on myself. So that's a little trick if you didn't already do that. There we go. Now we're gonna start building on our birdhouse. Super cute. So, little piece right there. There we go. And with the little pieces, you can use your little tool to get them right in place. There you go. Now, our birdhouse. This is Lori Holt B cross stitch, and the color is called Peacock. I just got to see a whole bunch of peacocks a couple months ago. It was amazing. They were running wild at this sanctuary, and there was just peacocks everywhere, and they were just so beautiful. And there was one white peacock. I guess it was an albino peacock. It was really amazing. Fun fact while we're sewing together. I'll add in funny details throughout. All right, so now we're putting our balloon in place. Now we're gonna jump down and we are putting our little truck bottom, the truck bed, in place. Or it could be a Jeep, a little Jeep or a truck. Or those Jeep trucks. And just make sure it's in place all the way across. And then just begin. There we go. You just work your way from one side to the other and then give it a good press. Now we have our two tires. These two tires are different. I mean, they're almost exactly alike, but they're a little bit different. So we have 18 and 19. Oh, there we go. One little tire. And if you have your tape, go on and remove that. If you can see, I almost hit my tape with my iron. I don't want to do that because you don't want to have a sticky mess. And then piece number 19 right in place. Now we have two of piece number 28, and you'll notice throughout this quilt, especially on this block, you will have two of the lighter colors. So here we have two of the pale pink, and that makes the little gnome's face. So you're just gonna put both pieces in place right on top of each other. So we'll secure one down. And the purpose of that is we're double lining the lighter colors so that your background doesn't show through. See, you can see a little bit of that star. And now you put that second piece, fades away. So cool. So that was step 9. We're gonna continue on and our machine is gonna stitch our next round of applique outlines for us. Okay, so we have our next round of applique outlines. So this is now step 11 of what we're ironing on. So we start with these cute little circles that are on our mushrooms. Now the 3 circle pieces are exactly the same circle. So I'm gonna be brave and lay them all 3 out at one time. And just like so, in the center of the circle. And our 3rd circle. There we go, give it a press. And now we have the remaining 2 pieces of 7 and 9. So 7 is the smaller little half circle, and it is a small piece. So make sure you don't drop it. And you simply put it in place. The edge of it will line up perfectly with the edge of the mushroom. Just like so. And then piece number 9 is the larger half circle. And we're just gonna put it in place right here. Again, with little pieces, if you wanna use tweezers or your little 4-in-1 tool to poke it in place, you can definitely do that. Give it a press. Now we're gonna move over to our birdhouse. We're gonna put the little center in place. And let's go on and lay our roof down at the same time. Isn't this super cute, this little striped roof? And then that right in place. And give a press. There we go. Now we're gonna put our 2 balloons in place over here. So we have this really pretty heart. This is called Cayenne Red. I love it. I don't know why I'm naming all the colors today. Just kind of thinking about it. So make sure that's in place. And now our peony pink, or maybe this is coral. Can't remember. Shouldn't say it if I don't remember, right? There we go. Now we're gonna move on down to the bumper of our truck. So again, with a long piece, just start at one end and work your way over. It's gonna naturally fall right into place for you. There we go. Once it's good, I say it's gonna fall in place and then look how much I'm wiggling it. All right, and then just work your way one side to the other to press it in place. Now the center, the white of our license plate, there are 2 pieces. This is piece number 21. And you're going to overlap them and they are gonna be a perfect little fit right in here. See, so they don't over and underlap the two white pieces. And I'm gonna go on and lay down both at one time since they are so easy to put in place. There we go. And give it a press. Now we have our two leaves, number 23 and number 24. So 23 is the one on top, or for how I have mine turned, the one on the left. So you want to put it in place first. And once that's in place, I am going to go on and press it. I'm not going to be brave and lay two at one time. That'd be silly. And then number 24. Just like so. There we go. And press. Now we have this adorable little gnome hat. That's so cute, right? I love little gnomes. And again, with a long piece, just make sure you get all your little wiggles in place. There we go. Perfect. And give a press. All right, so now that was step 11. Now we're gonna continue on. Our machine's gonna give us our next round of applique outlines. Okay, we're ready for our next round of applique outlines. So now we're on step 13 of what we're ironing on. So we start with our license plate. So the little edge around it. And you just line it up like so. There we go. And give it a press. Now we have flowers. Now I've used my placement guide and I put them on top of my placement guide, flipped it over and did my up arrow. It's pretty easy on the left and right flowers, but when you come to the center flower, that's a really helpful tip. And again, we have two pieces and you wanna make sure you get these nice and in position. There's a lot of wiggles, so it's easy to line up because you can use those as such an easy guide. So one flower. And then the second one right on top. Look at that crisp white. So cute. Now, what kind of flower is this? That's what I wonder. I don't know. We have to ask the designer, Julie, what flower she drew. It's kind of funny. She draws cone flowers a lot. And for the longest time, this is embarrassing to admit. I've probably said it in a video before, though. I didn't know that cone flowers were a real flower. I thought she just made them up and made the name up. But they're real. I actually was just looking at a wildflower mix of flowers. You can put wildflowers like in your backyard to take up some of the grass space so you have less to mow. And it's good for the little bees and hummingbirds. Well, in any case, I was looking at a mix and it was filled with all kinds of like coneflower type looking flowers. And I was like, well, look at that. Haven't ordered them yet, but I'm thinking about it. Okay, now we are putting on the top of the hat brim. And again, it's a white piece, so there's two of them. Easy peasy to put in place. Just like so. And then put the second right on top. Oh my gosh, it's looking really cute, isn't it? I love it. Again, I have mine sideways just because it fits on my Steady Betty like that. There we go. So cute. And then our little heart goes on. Super cute. There we go. And let me wiggle it a little. Perfect. You want to make sure it's nice and in place at the top and then check your point down there. There we go. So now we'll continue on for the last round of applique outlines. So this is what it should look like so far. Just a few more pieces to put on. Okay, so we're on our last round of ironing on our applique pieces. So this is step 15 that we are ironing on. So we start off with our flower. Again, I used my placement guide and then drew an arrow up so that I know the up direction of my flower. And so it'll go just like so, in place. And just make sure you got all your wiggles, all your flower petals where they belong. And give it a press. And of course, it's a white piece, so there are two. And so where's my arrow? Up is this way. And so simply peel it. So easy, isn't it? And get that directly on top and give it a press. Now we just have 3 more pieces. So we have the 2 hands and the nose. So let me grab my pieces. I have them numbered. 32, 34, and 33. So 32 is our nose. We're gonna start there. And this isn't a perfect oval. It's kind of flatter on one side. And that's actually the top where you see a little bit of it being flatter. And it goes just a little bit onto the heart. So don't be scared that it's going on your heart. You can look at your placement guide and see that just a little bit goes onto that. And the second piece right on top. And before I press, I'm gonna go on and lay down 1 piece of 33 and 1 piece of 34. So just get it facing the right direction. You could do an arrow with these pieces as well. I happen to not, although it would have been a smart move. Then number 34. And again, we're gonna turn him a little bit. And the little flatter part's kind of on that top right. There we go. Get him in place. And we're gonna do a press right on top. Now we'll put down our second piece of 33 and 34. So much fun to do. Look how cute. I can't wait to turn it the right direction and y'all can see it. Well, you have one at your house too, huh? So fun. And number 34, right on top. Give it a press. Let's take a look at our cute, cute, cute applique. This is what you should have in your hoop right now. So now for step 16 and on, for the color changes, I'm going to take my hoop on and off the arm of my machine so I can talk to you about all the beautiful thread color changes and what's stitching. For you at your machine, you don't need to take this off until you're all the way done with trimming. So first up is white thread that we already have loaded on the machine, and the machine is going to stitch 25 through 27 and piece number 30. So our 3 flowers on the outside and then around the edge of this hat brim. Alrighty, take a look. Your white flowers and the top of the hat are stitched. So cute. Now we are going to be on step 17. We're going to load 1218 silver gray, and your machine is going to stitch these 2 gray pieces for you. Okay, take a look at your silver gray stitching. Looks great. Now we are going to load 1019. This is step 18, and the machine is going to stitch your truck right here, and it's also going to go around, I believe it's your balloon. Yes, your balloon, the center balloon right there, or your left balloon. I'm sorry, your left balloon, and then your cute little truck pieces. Alrighty, take a look at your truck and your balloon. So, so cute. Now we're going to load butterfly gold on step 19, and our machine is going to buttonhole stitch piece 3, so the cute little mushroom stem. Okay, so that cute little mushroom stem is stitched. Looks so good. Now we're going to put on 1061 pale yellow, which is step 20, and the machine is going to buttonhole stitch around the outside part of your little mushroom top. Okay, take a look. That looks so cute on your little mushroom. Now we are going to load 1095, which is turquoise, for step 21, and your machine is going to stitch all the cute little polka dots on your mushroom and, of course, the edges of your birdhouse. Okay, take a look at your birdhouse and your cute little polka dots. I love it. Now we are going to put on 1056 for step 22. This is medium tawny tan, and pieces 10 and 12 right here on your birdhouse will be stitched. Okay, so that is stitched out in the center. Now we're going to load 1177 avocado, and our machine is going to stitch the roof right here on the birdhouse and then the outside buttonhole stitch on both leaves. Okay, take a look. You have your roof and your leaves all stitched. Now it is time to load 1039 true red. We're on step 24, and we're gonna have a bunch of red stitched. We're gonna have our little hat, we're gonna have our heart right here, and then these 2 balloons remaining are going to be stitched as well. Okay, take a look at your red stitched everywhere. Looking so cute. Now we're going to load black. We're on step 25, so 1005 black will be loaded, and our 2 tires and then around the outside of our license plate will be stitched. Alrighty, so our license plate and our tires are now stitched. Now it's time to load the 1225 for step 26. This is pale pink, and the little nose and the 2 arms of our little gnome will be stitched. Okay, so now your little gnome has the nose and 2 little hands. So cute. So now it is time to go on to our embellishment stitching. So you can choose to use your filaine 12-weight thread or your rayon thread. So for the next 2 steps, if you're gonna use the rayon thread, we've notated the colors and you're gonna continue stitching at the same speed with the same embroidery needle. However, if you are going to do the filaine, which is what I'm gonna do for the really cute accent stitching, you're gonna want to put on a universal 100/16 size needle into your embroidery machine. And then you're also you're going to slow the stitches of your embroidery machine down. So I slow mine down to the slowest and I load this needle and it just comes out so beautifully. So that's what I'm going to do. And once I've done that, I am going to load 3324 light red filaine. This is step 28. And we are going to have the word love in the 2 little circles and then all of the fun little accent stitches on the flowers. And the balloon strings will also stitch. Okay, take a look at these fuzzy little accent lines. So you have your balloon strings, you have all the fun little centers in your flower, and then you have love. So cute, and I love the like fill stitch here on the heart. Really looks cute. So now we are on our very last color change, and we are going to load, this is step 29. We're gonna load 3521 moss green filaine, or again, if you're doing the rayon, you can add the 1177 avocado. And what's gonna stitch is simply the accent lines right inside the center of your 2 leaves. Alrighty, take a look. Your leaves are stitched. So let's do a review from top to bottom of all of your stitching. It looks so, so good. I love it. It's adorable, isn't it? So now you will simply continue to step 30. You're gonna remove all of the stabilizer, and then you can use the top and bottom line. They're 8 inches apart as a guide to trim your 8 inches here, and then use your ruler to measure the 4 inches out from the center. And remember, this little top line is only 7.5 inches, but you need to cut to 8. So use your ruler, of course, and your placement guide that's provided in your pattern to cut to 8 inches. And then you're gonna store this and then eagerly await for box 3 to arrive in the mail, which is a cute little kind of March St. Patty's Day inspired block, and it says lucky. It's really cute. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and happy stitching.